Ladies and gentlemen, so today we're starting work on a project that we're going to continue over the next week and a bit, talking about all of my Blitz teams in Marvel Strike Force, and kind of the goal is to have a separate tab in the tier list, which we released earlier this week. You know, we have the first tab, which is the standard tier list, but also a second one on the Infinite Blitz teams, and under every single team, I want a link to a video that kind of breaks down how to use that team and throws out tons of tips about how the characters combo, so that even if you don't have exactly all of the characters, you can have a basic idea of how to get the most value out of certain champions. So we're going to be talking about a lot of the stuff, taking these Blitz matchups very, very slowly to explain how certain characters interact with each other and a lot of the decisions we're making. So I hope that this series over the next week can be very, very educational, but today we're going to be starting with one of the two of my A teams, which is the Captain America, Spider-Man, Winter Soldier, Gamora, and Iron Man team. Now, this team is just all about absolutely ridiculous damage. Like, the combo on this team is just absolutely fantastic. We've showcased it quite a few times on the channel, but generally the idea is Spider-Man goes first, he applies defense down to 3 to 4 targets, then you have Iron Man's ultimate, and you set up a really good turn for both Winter Soldier's ultimate and also Gamora's ultimate, which at that point pretty much clears it up. But then if it doesn't, next turn you have Spider-Man's stun and also Iron Man's ultimate that you can fire off, and also Captain America's defense up. But usually with the first one on Captain America, you throw the shield to pretty much make the opposing team drop as quickly as possible. So that's the very basic theory behind the team. It's a very simple team to play. So yeah, let's go into the first matchup. So generally, you want to find the matchup, ideally speaking with this one, with the least tanks. It doesn't matter too much about what characters on the opposing team. The flimsier characters you have, the better. This one definitely has damage potential to take out kind of multiple tanks if you have like a Crossbones or a Captain America or a Thanos. But it starts to struggle if there is a hand sentry in the mix, and Drax generally isn't the best character to queue into. But apart from that, the majority of matchups, this one can absolutely decimate. And also Nobu is a very, very high value character to queue into with this one, because Iron Man interacts in a way that he like perfectly counters Nobu with his ultimate, you know, area of effect ability being just after the hand minions are summoned. So providing you don't get double revive, it's a pretty easy time dealing with Nobu. But yeah, just looking at the opposing team here, in terms of priority, I want to try and get this Punisher down before his first turn area of effect spray. And you can see here we've run into a little bit of a problem already with my Iron Man being ability blocked here, so that is a bit of a pain in the ass. However, what we're going to do, because there's only single target coming in from the Korath and Winter Soldier, and there's also going to be single target from the hand minions, I would usually throw Captain America's shield, but in this circumstance, I'm going to make the decision to taunt on Captain America, and we are going to use the single target here, just to get that Punisher down. And now let's throw the ultimate. Do you want to go for Korath? I think Korath's a higher chance of a kill there. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get him down, but now this sets up a fairly decent turn for Gamora here. Actually, do we want to just fully slash in? Because we do have Iron Man's ultimate on the next turn. I don't think anybody's going to snipe my Iron Man. Potentially Nobu, but we're going to gamble on the fact that Nobu is not going to kill my Iron Man before his next turn. And that gamble unfortunately failed there. So yeah, we're in a little bit of a state of difficulty at the moment, but we can definitely get out of this one. Just very unlucky with my Iron Man being crowd controlled here. So I think we're going to fire in just the basic attack on Spider-Man. Hope it chains on. Throw the shield at the Winter Soldier here. And now let's just quickly slow this down. We're going to take care of this Black Widow. Next turn, we can clip off that hand sentry there. Attack into Black Widow. Stun Nobu. And there we go. So that one was actually probably one of the least one of the least clean kills I've ever had with this team, because it really did go a little bit tits up at the start with Iron Man being ability blocked and being also the perfect counter to Nobu. But anyway, let's move on to the second team. You can even see, like, even in a scenario like that, we managed to recover that quite well. I think for the next team, we'll probably go for this one. We got Iron Fist, Gamora, Black Panther. So the priority is probably getting that Gamora and Black Panther out of the mix as soon as possible. Okay, so I think we want to start by slashing in on Gamora. And then we're going to apply the offense down here to Gamora, and hopefully that chains on all the way up to Elektra. Unfortunately not, but let's go ahead and toss the shield here, which means that we can now cleave down Gamora with Iron Man's area of effect next turn. So there we go, Gamora is in the bin, and now we have a pretty straight shot on Winter Soldier. Let's just get Black Panther down for a little bit of safety here. Very, very nice hit. And let's fire on into... I think we'll go for a little bit of Kingpin here. Just see how much damage we can get with the defense down. We're going to throw the crowd control over at Iron Fist there. Going to use the Taunt, siphon some mobility energy into Iron Man. I actually don't have Iron Man's ultimate fully upgraded, but the Captain America synergy here always allows me to get it whenever I use the... what is it? The Taunt and also ability energy funnel on Captain America. Right, let's get Iron Fist down now before he can use his ultimate for the next time. Unfortunately not quite, but it's alright. We got plenty of room here. Just snipe into the Iron Fist there, finish off on Elektra, and there we go. There's certain characters to be aware of, like Iron Fist is one of those that isn't too bad, and generally Captain America on this team is just a fantastic counter for dealing with him. But let's also see who might be a bit of a trickier matchup. Luke Cage as well is ideally one to avoid just because he puts defense up quite quickly, and Nebula is generally quite a good character to try and play around as well. But we'll go for another one of these matchups where we are against, yeah, it's exactly the same matchup as last time. Should have maybe gone for something a little bit different actually there. But I'll tell you what, we'll see how this one plays out. Let's throw Captain America's shield here. And now Iron Man's ultimate again is going to clean up that Gamora quite nicely. There's just so much value from throwing Captain America's shield, especially when you don't have to deal with some big hits on turn 1. Okay, let's just make sure Black Panther drops. And then we're going to do the exact same play, and hopefully, again, we can get the stun on Iron Fist here. Okay, unfortunately we didn't get the stun, but luckily we have Captain America's Taunt this time to eat up both Elektra's ultimate and also Iron Fist. Let's try and get Kingpin down before he can summon additional minions. And you can see here, because we're at the tail end of the 4x multiplier, we're punching up quite a bit. These are level 70 characters. I saw that Kingpin, man, was it something like 44k? Just absolutely ridiculous. I think the Iron Fist and Elektra are a little bit lower. But yeah, let's just get Iron Fist down now. Use that. Oh man, very close to getting the additional turn in there. Let's fly defense down to Elektra. And there we go. This team usually, you know, even building up to the 4x multiplier, just doesn't have too much trouble with dealing with a lot of top meta teams. Here we have a significantly more tricky one. We got Crossbones and also Yondu and a Hulk in the mix. But one of the very good things about Spider-Man, you know, pretty much everybody in this game has Spider-Man. You quickly realize he's just such an effective champion for shutting down Hulk, because Hulk's big smash is really the massive pain in the ass ability. But with Crossbones, you always want to make sure you are going full nuke on the Crossbones right from the start. And hopefully Winter Soldier's ultimate is going to be enough to get Crossbones down. I think we might have to chuck Gamora's ultimate in there as well. Just because having a look at this Crossbones, man, he's a level 71. He's got almost 45k ratings. So he's a very, very chunky lad. Okay, we get the additional turn here. Let's go for the single target on Yondu just to be safe. Make sure he drops, and now next turn we can fire off the stun on Hulk here, and then we can get a Taunt on Captain America, and that's going to protect the rest of the team from Gamora and also Daredevil while we take both of those characters down. So we're going to finish off Gamora, and then go for a little bit of Daredevil, and after this we're going to see if we can also find another tricky matchup to maybe bust through as well. But there we go. Nice single target repulsor there from Iron Man. Just bringing that one back pretty clutch. Now let's go in for a final matchup. We'll pay 50 calls just so we can ice this one off quite well. But what kind of match do I want to go for here? Maybe this Rocket one? Yeah, let's go for that. Let's punch up quite a bit there. That Rocket, man. That Rocket and Spider-Man. Spider-Man is always a bit of a fun of a champion to deal with. So there's a chance we could get screwed over there. Gamora got ability blocked, which is fantastic because I don't need any of her abilities on turn 1. Okay, and I just want to get Rocket down as quickly as we possibly can. Got a lot of offense down there. We shouldn't need to worry about anything, providing we can get this Rocket down before he does his turn. I think Iron Man always goes before Rocket. Oh no, Rocket's going to go before. Okay, so that's my Spider-Man in the bin there. Yeah, should have maybe, in hindsight, it might have been a better idea to taunt on Captain America there. Okay, let's just make sure we can get this Korath down, because the Spider-Man, you know, it's a bit of a gamble. But let's go for Spider-Man now. And luckily we landed the hit there. Just attack into Hulk. And we'll be able to heavily mitigate both Hulk and Elektra's next turns with Captain America's taunt. So that's going to be a very nice way to hopefully close this one off. Okay, we need a double slash from Gamora. Unfortunately, we only got one there, but it still looks like we're in a fairly good position and scenario to win this one. There we go, level 70 Elektra, 44k rating, just absolutely decimated there, lads. And also the additional turn if we needed a little bit more. So yeah, this team, providing, you know what you're nuking, and you've got kind of the right kill order, and you're aware of what moves are coming next. And I think that is a huge part of Marvel Strike Force, is just being aware of what is around the corner in terms of your opponent's move set. But yeah, this one just super effective. Again, at the 4x multiplier and building up to that, it has kind of a very consistent, I would say 90 to 95% win rate. The only time you generally lose with this team is if you have like really bad RNG, like evades, bad ability blocks at certain times, or if you're fighting like a hand Sentry or maybe a Drax. But even in some of those matchups, you can get through the Drax and still win the match. But I think it's Hand Sentry is kind of the main character you need to look out for if you are playing this team. But aside from that, one of my favorite teams. It's just so quick, it's so efficient, it's so effective. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed the first of the Blitz videos. If you did enjoy it, feel free to smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.